Hello everybody! We decided to have our project about how to make our campus more diverse with our two nationalities. And since we are a mixture of one Syrian boy and two Chinese girls, we determined to have two Syrian Chinese festivals introducing to people and especially Americans our traditional life, history, food and clothing. In both festivals, I'll be hosting the Syrian cultural life, pointing out Syrians' famous dishes, clothes, and historical monuments. Start with Festival 1. Syria is much known for its awesome, outstanding taste of food. Shawarma is one of our most famous dishes. It's simply meat from different kinds. Could be goat, sheep, cow, or chicken, along with different kinds of vegetables and sour cream sauce. All mixed together in either bread to make a sandwich or in a plate to serve it as a meal. As for our traditional outfits, Syria is known for its social class back in the days. Low class men used to wear kaftans. It's less like long gowns made out of cotton and stepped vests on top. Women wore long robes and what's so called nowadays abaya, leaving their hands and feet exposed. However, both men and women had head wraps. It was kind of traditional. The last thing will be presented about the Syrian culture in this festival will be the citadel of Aleppo. It's one of the most important monuments in the country. It is in fact one of the largest and oldest fortresses in the world. It goes back to the 3rd millennium BC and had its final modification in the 12th century AD. During the ongoing civil war in my country, some parts of this great monument are unfortunately destroyed.
And for Chinese traditional food, mooncake is a kind of traditional dessert. In Mid-Autumn Festival, families sit together watching the full moon while eating the mooncakes. Because the circular shape of the mooncakes, like the full moon, has a really wonderful meaning, which stands for happy reunion. In fact, mooncake originates from an ancient fairy tale. The goddess Chang's flight to the moon. It recounts a couple were separated by the wife's flight to the moon after eating elixir. Therefore, eating mooncakes sometimes conveys a hope that the separated family can be reunited.
And for today, we're going to talk about Hanfu, which is the traditional cloth for Han ethnic group in China, but not the ones for Han Dynasty. It originated from the time of a Yellow Emperor to Bian Dynasty. Since Qing Dynasty came to power in the 16th century, the Hanfu disappeared. So basically, the clothes were wearing during the period that Han people were in power are Hanfu. Han is the biggest ethnic group in China. More than 90% of the Chinese people are Han. The Hanfu has a long white sleeves. The colors are configured to cross each other with the left side on the bottom and right side on the top. For the first festival, we're going to provide juju, which is a kind of Hanfu that popular in Han Dynasty. And also, we are going to introduce a Mid-Autumn Festival. The Mid-Autumn Festival is the second important holiday in China. It is the 15th of the 8th Chinese lunar month. The ancient Chinese emperor used to hold a ritual ceremony that day in order to give respect to the moon. They believe it will bring them good luck in next year. The Mid-Autumn Festival are also celebrated by other East Asian countries like Korea and Singapore. Since the 8th Chinese lunar month is autumn, the name is Mid-Autumn. Family members normally gather together to watch the moon at night because the moon is a big running at night, and we believe run is a good symbol for family reunited. If their family members cannot go back home, they will just watch a moon as well at their place and eat a mooncake, which is a kind of round pie with nuts and jam. And people consider this behavior as family reunited.
Now moving to the second festival. The traditional food this time will be falafel. It is some sort of mashed fava beans or chickpeas, or a combination of the two actually, made in spherical shape and then fried in oil to have its final form. It could be eaten as it is, spherical pieces, or laid inside bread with vegetables like tomatoes and lettuce. Also, some sauce called tahini should be added to give the awesome taste. This way it becomes ready to be served. Traditional clothes held in this festival will be the high class men and women traditional clothes. Educated and high class men usually wear some sort of suits, but not like modern suits. They are actually old fashioned suits, best described as slacks and shirts on top and trousers on bottom, but not jeans as they weren't common back then. Plus a cylindrical hat called tarbush. Women used to wear skirts and shirts and put on jewelries and makeup. Also, it was trending for them to wear high heels, or heels doesn't have to be high. All that was considered as signs of wealth and status in a family. And the last bullet point will be mentioned about Syria in this festival is the great city of Palmyra or Tadmor city. It's one of the significant monuments of the Syrian culture. The city is located almost in the middle of Syria, with borders of Homs city. It was founded in the second millennium and abandoned in 1932 AD. Tadmor was part of the Romanian Empire. Unfortunately, the city now is ruined and inaccessible. That was the end of the Syrian culture.
When it comes to the Chinese traditional food, dumpling is the special food I'd like to introduce. It was made of wheat and different fillings, hence there are various flavors. We usually eat dumplings in the Spring Festival. In traditional Chinese calendar, the Spring Festival means a start of a new year. The pronounce of dumpling in China is Jiaozi, which represents the supersede of the old year and the new year. Besides, the shape of dumpling is like ancient Kepler cash. Therefore, eating dumplings in Spring Festival has a blessing that people can be wealthy in the new year.
For the second festival, we are going to show Ruqun, which is a style of that was popular in Sui and Tang Dynasty. The picture is me. This kind of handful is made of silk, which make the clothes light. Ruqun are combined with two pieces, the bottom pieces and top pieces. The two type of Ruqun, there are two types of Ruqun, and they're different in the length of the top pieces. Some people confuse Ruqun with the traditional Korean cloth. Ruqun and Korean clothes are different in the material and the ways of wearing. The color of a Korean clothes are stronger and lighter, but the Ruqun has a more fresh and elegant colors. The last festival we're going to introduce is the Spring Festival, which is the most important festival in China. The Spring Festival is the first day of the Chinese New Year according to the Chinese calendar. In this festival, all family members will gather together to have a reunion dinner. The children always get lucky money from the adults, which is a package in a red package, and believe that it can keep bad luck and illness away. These days in China, watching Spring Festival Gala becomes a part of costumes. Young people love to make fun of the shows and make jokes and post them online. Old people enjoying the music and dramas of the times. Anyway, it's the best time of the year.
By this, we end the talk about the Syrian culture and the Chinese culture, hoping all of you had beneficial and interesting information, and wishing this would extend the diversity of both cultures in OSU and the country. Thank you for listening and have a great day.